You thought I was gone, didn't you? You thought that I'd taken that pill and rode off into the sunset and everything was happily ever after. Well, let me tell you, my friend, it's not. Let me just start this by saying my lungs are absolutely chef's kiss. My lung function has remained over 100%. I don't feel a need to check it that much anymore. I don't cough. I don't splutter. I don't run out of breath. I'm running out of breath in a minute actually because I'm talking like 100 miles an hour. Now, I am aware that I am now a 36-year-old man. I've got a few more wrinkles. I don't know if you've noticed. Don't comment about it because I'll fucking cry. I thought about getting Botox, but then I can't be arsed. I'd rather look like a deflated ball bag for the rest of my life, to be honest, and have to spend 100 quid every 3 months. Basically, I would get rid of my wrinkles if I weren't a tight bastard. Chris, you look beautiful anyway, thank you. And I'm going to delete any comments that says otherwise. Anyway, to business. Chris, where have you been? Why have you not updated for ages? We've missed you. All 528 of us have been crying every single day. Well, let me explain something to you. I've had one challenge after the other lately. Now this isn't a, oh my God, Chris is so upset, Chris is so sad, because I'm not. But I've had a very, very hard time. Firstly, IVF isn't going as planned. You might notice there's a lack of baby going about here. And don't forget, I started this process when I was 30. And as I just mentioned, I'm 36 now. So you know something's going wrong somewhere. I'm not going to go into it because it's a journey of up and downs and it's very, very hard going, as you understand if you've done it. So I'm not going to be sharing that aspect of it until I sit here with a baby. It's been massive. Been the biggest baby you've seen. All I'm going to say is, I don't care whether it's a boy, a girl, or a fucking baked potato at this point. I just want summit. I've got 3 cats, 3 rabbits, and I'm already at the limit of crazy with it. The back of my house is a catio. Oh, hello, cheeky. So I think Kaftrio is messing me up royally. The lungs are good, we've said that. But every single other thing has started to fall apart on me. I started to get cysts. Now, if you've checked through my videos, then you'll know that I have got a ball cyst the size of a boulder. And it's only getting bigger. I reckon you're talking now. I reckon I couldn't use that as a holster. In fact, I reckon if I dropped it on that, it'd crush it. It's about that big. And it goes all down my leg. I've got to go out with that. I've got to go to work. I've got to do social things. All with this massive, massive bulge in my pants. And it's not even like it looks impressive. You wouldn't look at it and go, that guy has got the biggest swinger I've ever seen. It is literally a big ball of infection. And you can tell. And I've got one pair of jeans, right, that I've been wearing now for about 2 years. And it's the only jeans where you can just about hide it. But even they don't hide it that well. And I've got to walk around the office in my new place of work like Billy Big Balls. And to be honest, I've just got to act like it isn't there. And I see people looking at it. I see the odd person laughing. But what can you do? Just got to go on as normal. That is enough alone to stop people going out of the house. But I can't do that. I can't sit there and feel sorry for myself. I've got a massive testicle. I'm not proud of it, but I am proud of it. Ooh. Apollo, my brown cat, unfortunately died. And we've got this little idiot now who's just gradually messing around with the camera while I'm trying to bring it. I've got a frozen shoulder at the moment. If you have a look at this. And then... Basically, I can't move my shoulder, which means I can't go to the gym because it wrecks. I haven't got any range of movement at all in it. And if I do try and move it, it gives me the worst pain ever. I've still been trying to play squash, but then if I go for a back shot, it will send the worst pain through my arm that I've ever experienced. And it makes my arm dead for about 5 minutes. It's like a 10 out of 10. Make you feel sick pain. It's disgusting. Here's a kicker. You might remember, if you've watched any of my videos, I recently changed jobs. What I did was, I'd worked in the same job for 5 or 6 years and got really comfortable, really set in my ways. It was really easy, no challenge. So I thought, you know what? I'll step up. I was a quality assurance team manager. Sounds fancy that, doesn't it? It was a little bit too fancy because it overwhelmed my brain to the point where I shut down. I had a terrible boss, but I'm not going to fully blame my downfall on that person. I feel like I couldn't do the job because of the way my brain works. Now I'm going to throw this card in there, and it might piss people off, but it might make sense to some. I have been showing symptoms of ADHD for my whole life. I've ignored it and I've masked it. But with the change in environment and the change of job now, I am very good at my job, don't get me wrong, but it's so difficult to do on a daily basis, and it's so difficult to concentrate. And I'm showing all the symptoms of ADHD, and I'm showing, when I think back, the signs were all there, but it was a different world. I was born in 1987, and ADHD weren't really that big of a thing. You were just considered a naughty little bastard, which I was. I was the naughtiest little bastard. And I can't even say, oh, I think I was naughty because of ADHD. I was naughty because I was a little But there are certain things that make sense. So let me reel a few off to you. Eye contact. When I was younger, I really struggled with eye contact. I had to force myself to do eye contact with people, and now when I do it, I'm like this. And I'm wondering if they blinking, am I blinking? But it still makes me nervous, but I've forced myself to make eye contact. So when I was younger, I was literally, I couldn't look people in the eye because it was intimidating for me. That also come into the conversational aspects. Now, I don't know whether you know, but I like to talk a little bit. You probably won't get that. But when I'm talking to someone, my social cues are off. When they're talking, right, I need to jump in before they finish what they're saying. And it's not because I don't want to hear what they're saying. It's because I'm worried about how do I get my next bit in comfortably and it flow in the conversation. The same applies for when I'm telling a story. I even struggle now. I'm talking that fast because if I pause, I'm scared that someone's going to jump in. I'm scared that you're going to get bored and jump in of what I'm saying. And that can be an ADHD thing. Also, when I was younger in school, I used to get in fights all the time because I was a dick. But was I a dick or was it ADHD? You don't know. In school, when we was copying things off the board, I'd always copy to a certain amount and then I'd start writing whatever the shit in hell I wanted. So it'd be like, John had a blue hat on the board, and I'd be like, John had an airplane which he loved very much. And it's like, well, that's... And a teacher would come over to me and go, you all right? That's not what you, that's not what's written on the board, Chris. And I'd be like, oh, is it not? That had been picked up, I think, by now. Maths. I did every single maths equation in 30 seconds. Doesn't matter what it was. Ugh, I was brilliant. The teacher would always say to me, this is too easy for you, isn't it? I'd be like, a little bit, I don't want to brag. I'd go home, I'd come back the next day and every single answer would be wrong as f***. Like literally making no sense. But I used to do that all the time in maths. I even did it on my GCSEs. I finished my GCSE maths in 20, 30 seconds, right? I just went, and I was like, show me the A's, baby. Anyway, I got something like a U, and I've only got a sitting girls level 2 in maths, but I think that falls into the concentration aspect, right? If I don't find something particularly interesting, I don't bother with it. And what I'll do is I'll start multiple tasks. So I'm a complaints handler at the moment. That's my job. And I'm very good at it because I know all about complaints, treating customers fairly. I know FCA regulations. I'm actually very good. I'm very knowledgeable. But what'll happen is I'll have like 10 cases on the go. And I'll start doing one. I'll be like proper into it. And I'll go, I'm just going to go stroke the cat. Can go stroke the cat for half an hour. Then I'm like, right, I'll come back. And then I go on a different case and I keep doing tasks. And I keep sort of doing different tasks, more tasks. And I do that many tasks in a row, I start getting confused. So my complaint investigations are brilliant because I write everything down. But I don't do it to be brilliant. I do it because I forget every fucking thing that's said to me. Dates, times, everything. Can't get it. I was concerned at one point that I had Alzheimer's. And I was had like early onset of it, and that might be the case, I don't know. But this makes more sense because I cannot retain information that I do not care about. And I find it hard to care about any information other than things about computer games or myself. And it's really bad. Lately, it's worse. I think it's because of my new job and it's triggered something. But any tiny thing, right, stresses me out to the point where I can't control or sort myself out or get around to doing it. But if something big happens, I'm fine. Like, I reckon if someone hijacked a plane, right, I'd be confident and calm and I'd have a go and try and get it sorted. But if that if that rolls down there and spills on the floor, I'm like, another one, I'll be sat here, right? And me and Liv will be sat on the couch and I'll be thinking about something that's happened in the past. And my voice, my internal thoughts come out as I'm thinking about it. Say, for instance, I think of like the amount of times I've been a dick when I was younger or a dick a few years ago. I'll go, I hate myself. And Liv will go, what? And I'll be like, but it happens all the time. Same with songs, right? I'll sing, say for instance, Orville Peck. Just started listening to him. Come on, baby, cry. I'll be sat there, right? And all day in my head, I'll be like, come on, baby, cry. But then I won't know, but I've been singing it out loud to Liv all day. And a lot of people have picked up on that. So I literally sat there and go, come on, baby, cry. Come on, baby, cry. Come on, baby, cry. Spend all day crying. There's thousands of other things. I'm just trying to give you a quick breakdown without boring you to death of why I think I've got it. And also my mind is overwhelmed to the point where my head's very busy. Very, very busy. And my usual coping mechanisms aren't working. And I think it's because of the change in life events. So my head just feels crammed, like I can't fit any more in it. But I don't know why. I'm not taking on massive amounts of information. So there's just something not right. So what I'm doing is I'm going to the CF unit just to get them to have a quick check over me. What they'll do is they'll fill in like the initial form and see whether I need referring. And I think I will, but I'll keep you updated on that. What I don't want to do is turn into one of these people who are like, I did that because of my ADHD. This is me because of my ADHD. There's a 90% chance that I do everything because I'm a bit of a knobhead. But there's also a chance that it is because of the ADHD. And I don't want loads of medication. What I want is coping mechanisms to help me with my mind. And that's it. Coming back to the Kaftrio thing, I'm very well at the moment. Very, very well. The only thing is I feel like as a 36-year-old man, I feel like a 60-year-old man. I've got that many ailments that I think come from Kaftrio that I think we just need to be careful when we're thinking about it because it hasn't cured cystic fibrosis. Not even close. It just makes you realise that cystic fibrosis is more than your chest. And that's difficult because you do take the pill and you're like, oh God, that's it now. I'm going to be flying, I'm like a unicorn. But you're not. You've still got CF, you've still got the side effects of it. You do live a better life, don't get me wrong. But I think that this taking people off the Make-A-Wish Foundation thing, changing the category of CF as a disability, I think it's bullshit because it is still very much real, it's very much present, and people are still suffering. For however good I feel lung-wise, I am still living and suffering from the 36 years of cystic fibrosis. You don't escape it, it doesn't get cured. This was a really rambly video. I just wanted to come in here and tell you how I am. But how are you? Let me know.